What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to introduce to you guys another project that we started. This is our Corsicana Barndominium. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to call this because we had another Corsicana build, but this one is a little bit different. It's got a lot of elevation. When I say that, I mean architecture, you know, the shape of it. So there's a lot going on here with this particular one, which does pose some challenges when you're trying to build a barndominium. But we're gonna walk you guys through that, show you some of the layout on this. Overall, I've got about 2,000 square foot of living. I got like a 850 square foot of porches and another whopping 2,000 square foot shop on this build. It's huge. And we're gonna have some bonus storage as well. So a lot coming up as we walk through this hybrid steel frame barndominium in Corsicana, Texas. Hope you enjoy this video. Let's get it going. So a lot of times we're always talking about the things that we really like about these layouts. Now, this particular project has some challenges, so I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff, maybe show you some of the stuff that I don't necessarily like. If some of you guys have more that you want to see, let us know what it is that you have questions about in the comments below, and we'll try to cover that on the next time we do one of these walkthroughs for the framing process, because this is our hybrid steel frame build where you're seeing the integration between the steel and the wood. So you can see how we make allowances for the zip. We've got our 2x6 stud wall, and the zip will just pass right by the steel. How we cover all that, we've shown you guys in the past how we create an air barrier around all of our steel. And for those reasons, that's what I was going to tell you. There's a couple things I don't necessarily prefer about this particular layout. Now, it's going to look beautiful when we're all said and done, but there's going to be some extra effort we got to put together because of the design, like the porch. You can see right here how this porch tie-in goes up and above the roof. I don't prefer that. It's going to look good, but I don't prefer it because now it's going to pose air sealing challenges for me. Whereas a lot of our 1-2 punch, we use the roof for some of our air sealing. Well, here I can't do that because my roof's going to go back above there and I won't be able to put a roof directly under there. We're going to have to work a little extra harder to get our air sealing underneath that spot, meaning I'll have to take my zip on up higher and try to get it up there to cover and around that. So there's some times where aesthetics or making it look pretty makes it a little more challenging for air sealing when you're working with all of these combined materials. So this is kind of a gabled designed porch off of the side. You can see we've got a little bit extra design here for the gable. This whole wood look that is real popular to see, gives it an added element of decoration. Well, this is a decorative steel, so you'll see that steel going up, you'll see this coming down. You guys have seen us do this going back to our red oak barndominium, Tundra, the Wills Point, Lucas that have been in the past. So this is pretty popular to do this. We've made efforts to improve these systems when we do this, but this is pretty typical for something you guys have seen us do before in the past. But anytime you do a roof like this where you got one tying into the other, it means you're creating a valley. So if you don't know, causes for concern when it comes to leaks is going to be anywhere you have penetrations, anywhere you have like a fireplace, anywhere you have a valley. What is the concern with having valleys? Well, valleys, if you're not careful, you could have ice damming, where if you had a lot of snow in areas, ice can build up in the valley, and then it starts going, water starts draining backwards into the valley. So this is why in a lot of the northern regions, they'll have ice and water shield. You put all that stuff under your shingles and stuff like that. So now we've got a lot of slope to this roof, and most of it's going to be moving fairly fast, but we do have quite a bit of valleys because of the way the overall layout is. If you look and you notice from up ahead, you can see we've got the shop, and it's sitting with a ridge line running this way. Well, here on the living area, we've got a ridge line that runs this way. So when we have two intersecting ridge lines, that means you're gonna have valleys. And here it just so happens to be a very large area that we had to extend that roof over to this roof to tie them together. Now, if you don't do that, it just means you're gonna have this cut off and this be what we'd call a dead valley, where you have water draining into the side of the building. That's not what you want, right? So it's better to have a proper valley than it is to have water draining straight into a flat wall. Now, we didn't design this. It's not our normal draftsman. So this is not a plan that probably we'll have available either on our site, but I just wanted you guys to understand some of the reasoning why this one has such a different feel to it. And anything can be done. I always tell anybody that. It just means a little more effort, a little more money for more materials, the way you got to create some of these designs. So that's what's going into this one. So I'm coming in through the right elevation, but the front of the house technically is this way. And you can see this is where our big vault's gonna be. This wall will run straight up all the way to meet the top there, where we are already doing our sleeper studs because they're getting ready to receive a wall there. And then this all is vaulted and open. But if you look up high here, I don't know which way best for you to see without the sun, but you can see the extension of that shop roof coming up higher above this lower roof. And what that is going to be is our insulation barrier up top. We did have to build this wall. This is our dividing wall between the shop and the living. This is a 2x6 wall. We took this all the way up to the roof line so that we could do a typical tie-in, and we could have all that be able to seal off. And that means that all this space above our roof line here, which they're getting ready to put these sleeper studs, because this is going to be our ceiling where you see this slope, but above that is going to be an attic space. So it'll be an accessible attic that you'll be able to get to from our bonus storage area on this side. The nature of this plan, this technically could have been a loft up above here if they wanted to have modified it to that, but here, this is just going to be storage. A lot of it's going to be used for air conditioning and whatever type of usable storage space we can leave them. Well, there's a lot of things that are pretty typical for what we normally do, but like this space right here, you can see where he's fixing to add the sleeper studs. Above there, there's like this little hole up there. Well, that's got to be framed in with zip system. So that's a little funny area that is a little unusual from something that we normally would have to do as far as framing an additional wall on top of our other roof line. So I want to give you a little bit of a layout here. This is our vaulted living room in here. And then back here on this wall, this is the kitchen. This is the kitchen area. You'll have an island that goes here and cabinets displayed back here. And through these doors, we'll have a walk-in pantry, which I like, as well as a little coat closet right here and a toilet room, probably with a sink in here for guests. Also, this is right off the shop. So if you didn't have this used for guests, you could serve this right here off the shop, which we'll show you guys that here in a minute. A huge shop, 2,000 square foot shop on this build. So we'll show you over here, got a front porch right there. This is a hallway that leads to 2 bedrooms. Here's one of the bedrooms, pretty typical size. Got a great big large window there where you can watch campfires. And I guess most of your wall space being used here on this other side. Got your closet, and then a Jack and Jill kind of bathroom where you'll have your vanities here on this side, and then your combo tub shower with the toilet in this little private area. Another bedroom right here with the closet, and we're having to duck and go because we got bracing everywhere. So it's a little raw on the framing right now. See, this was an interesting wall. We had to build this all the way up. We do have a window that will shine through this area, which is pretty cool. On this side of the house, this is the dining area, really. It's what this is going to be used for, which will give you access to this side porch, which is a heck of a porch out here for a private evening porch. I think is going to be phenomenal. And as we come through here, we've got, I believe, the laundry room here in this area. We've got the master owner suite, very large, nice master bedroom with the walk-in closet here on this side. We've got a lot of windows. Ceilings, I think, are 10 foot in here. We got a patio door, which has access as well to that private patio back here. And this is all wooded around this property, so a very beautiful setting for all of this. And then we've got our master bathroom, which is going here. We'll have the tub. We've got a private shower in the back. Got the private toilet there. Probably the dual sink vanities, which are going in here, and some additional closet storage. Look at this, we're gonna have a window as well off of this toilet room. So a lot of things are posing some differences in design. Here's a better shot of this angle of how it'll have to be framed in a little bit differently up above there. Now we'll show you guys when this is all completed so you can see more of a completed look. Here you can see we got a step down shower right now because when we pour these, we always drop this down so that we can do curbless showers. But you can see how he's turned the corner here with the steel. This allows us to get insulation around this steel, and our zip goes on the outside of that as well. So strategic about how we do this, but you got an I-beam that's buried in the corner of that. So we don't need accessibility to that. It's just something that's got to be done. I do like this for a lot of natural light coming in on the master bathroom. We have some windows in our master bathroom, and they're frosted, so you can't see out of them necessarily, but it always gives you that morning light, which is pretty cool. So I know I've showed you guys this so many times, but I want you to see the differences. We got a different way that we frame our shops. Obviously, you can see we have the horizontal purlins. This is typical metal building construction methods that we're using here. This wouldn't be something we would consider living space, but where we use living is where we have the zip system. So the zip system is a great option for an air barrier. As you guys may have seen on our black gold barndominium, we took it and tested it and showed that we had a passive rating with just using zip system. 0.69 for a score on this.
That's incredible.
So what do you think is a pretty decent score?
That is incredible. That's beyond decent.
Beyond decent.
Beyond decent. That's incredible.
Zip system is a great product, and that's why we continue to use it. You can see all of the steel I showed you guys a minute ago. There's steel behind this in that shower. This is that shower right here, where you can see how the zip comes around. And we continue that, and you can see how we seal that even through the garage, because that's our air sealing to help keep any odors or whatever out of the shop areas from coming into the house. So the house is completely enveloped with zip, and we have 2x6 studded walls that go all the way around, giving us a complete insulation protection of a 5.5-inch stud bay. So that is pretty key for the way that we typically build. You guys might have noticed that, but for those of you that are new to the channel, this is something that is pretty specific as to the way that we build, something that is more for intention for building a barndominium. This is coming out from the living quarters into the shop. Now guys, this is one heck of a size of a shop. 48 by 40, I mean, huge. I guess the big advantage here is the depth of it, because that's where your 48 feet lies. And then it's almost 40 feet or more maybe like 42 foot back to this space. But you can see we're getting ready to build stairs. It's gonna go up to this bonus storage area, which we'll just have to show you guys at another time. But all of the elevation here, we've got a lot of height. It's like 16-foot eaves. And you can see I got a 14-foot door over here, at least, maybe higher, maybe 15 foot. And then this door, this is one thing that I would recommend the client move this one up a little bit, maybe get a little bit bigger door. I don't like to do anything less than 10 foot for a barndominium shop. This one here is 8 foot. I've seen them as low as 7. Well, 7's too low, you know, in my opinion, but you know, this will work. Functionally, it's bigger than most residential garage doors because 7 foot, I believe, is your standard. But when you have bigger trucks and you're living in a barndominium, it seems like you need a little bit bigger door there. So that's just something the client and our superintendent will be talking about before we go too far. You can see we got some special things we've been doing around the windows. This is what it looks like before we put the zip on it. So we'll show you guys what it looks like as we're doing the windows later. But you can see we're using some base angle, and some of that is set in a little bit to create a backer for the zip, so we can inset or make it flush with the purlins on the outside. These are just some customizations, things that we have evolved to help create better flashing details around the windows. So we'll try to show you guys a little bit more of that as we come back when the windows are installed. Probably the roof will be put on next time we come out here. That's usually something we try to strike as early as possible on. But a lot of progress is being made on this build. So a lot more to come. If you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that now. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, all of those things. We've got a lot of things available. If you go to bestbarndoplans.com, you can check out our merch as well as plans that we offer on there for typical layouts, as well as get a free quote from us. It takes literally a couple of minutes, and you can sort of put in your parameters and get a quote at barndoquote.com. That's free. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to fill out the form and you can get a quote to where you can help determine a budget for yourself if you're looking to build in our build radius. So, all right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm Josh Helm, wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching Texas Best.